Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. Pandit: Yes, sir. One behaves like a drunkard. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining what is prema. He asks the visitor, or the Pandit is asking what is prema. He explains the term prema. Sri Ramakrishna is not satisfied with the answer. He says, no, that is not the meaning of prema. Prema means such love for God that makes man forget the world and also his own body, which is so dear to him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had prema. Pandit: Yes, sir. One behaves like a drunkard. Master: Some people develop bhakti and others do not. How do you explain that, sir? Master is asking Pandit. Some people develop bhakti and others not. How do you explain? Pandit: There is no partiality in God. He is the wish-fulfilling tree. Whatever a man asks for of God, he gets. But he must go near the tree to ask the boon. The Pandit said all this in Hindustani. Master explained it to him in Bengali. Master: Sir, please describe samadhi to us. Pandit: There are two kinds of samadhi, savikalpa and nirvikalpa. In nirvikalpa samadhi, the function of the mind stops altogether. Master was asking Pandit and Pandit was answering. There are two, savikalpa and nirvikalpa. In nirvikalpa, all the function of the mind stops altogether. Master: Yes, the mind completely takes the form of the reality. This is an important statement. Mind has, whenever we think of any object, mind is taking that form. Now I want to visualize how a motorcycle works. Now the motorcycle, the whole engine, the petrol tank, the air suction, carburetor, all the time just seeing. Now mind has taken the form of motorcycle and all parts in it. As I am visualizing, mind is expressing itself in those forms. It is, the mind has become already a vehicle in which the carburetor is already there, and I am identifying. Mind is going on changing different shapes of whatever I think. I am thinking of God, it is trying to take the form of God. I want to thinking of my great uncle, and the uncle's picture is, mind is taking the form of uncle. And all this, whatever I think, imagine, it takes the form of the, what we see, senses are bringing, what I perceive, the senses are bringing the information directly. When I think or imagine, mind is forming, taking that form. Now, when I think of God, beautiful form of God, suppose Krishna or Rama or any other Devata or God of any other religion, if I'm thinking, then mind is taking that form of the Ishtadevata. With that I am thinking. Thinking is manovritti. Meditation. Meditation is mind taking a form is called meditation. A vritti, manovritti. A manovritti of the now, when we think of the Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, there is no form, there is no quality, Nirguna Nirakara Brahman, then mind starts expanding because it is unchanging, eternal reality. Eternity it has to think. It has to think of the infinite, eternal existence. Infinite space. Now it starts expanding. Mind starts expanding to become itself. Mind has its own limitation. But it goes on expanding to accommodate the whole universe. Just like I am thinking of driving a vehicle, whole road and driving, everything is coming in my mind. The whole beyond is trying to occupy the mind, and mind is trying to become infinite. This is called akhandakara vritti. Akhandakara vritti. In Advaitic, this is an important stage that sadhaka passes through, where he gets the akhandakara vritti, that the mind is trying to become infinite. It is finite. When it goes beyond the limits of time and space, it breaks down. It disappears. Mind. Manovritti, though it's a meditation, it expands to disappear itself. All manovrittis dissolve. Meditations dissolve is in samadhi. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining that process. Yes, the mind completely takes the form of the reality. Ananta Sachidananda Sagara. The distinction between the meditator and the object of meditation doesn't exist. The triad, Triputi, the meditator, meditated upon, and the meditation. All the three. When a person is meditating, there is meditator, the object of meditation, meditated upon. And meditation is the process of meditation. This is called Triputi. All the three dissolves. There is no meditator, there is no meditation, there is no meditated upon. They become one existence. There are two other kinds of samadhi, Chetana and Jada. Narada and Shukadeva attained Chetana Samadhi. Is not that true, sir? Pandit. Yes, sir, that is so. Master. Further, there are the Unmana Samadhi and Sthita Samadhi. Is not that true, sir? The Pandit remained silent. He did not venture an opinion, because varieties of samadhis are there. Unmana is 9th stage of the, suppose I say Omkara or Rinkara. And I am chasing it, continuing it. When it stops from mouth, after that it is continuing within. From the source, it is trying to go back to the source. It is emerging from the Chaitanya. All sounds in speaking, Vak appears from the Chaitanya, the innermost spiritual being. From there it comes and it passes through the mind and all that, and tries to go back into the cyclic process of Para Pashyanti Madhyama Vaikari. And when we repeat it, it is reversed. That when we utter Omkara, from this Chaitanya which is emerging, Om, doesn't end, I can follow it, trying to go back into the Absolute, inside the Chaitanya, back to. This takes 9 stages of evolution. I can follow that. The last stage is Unmana Samadhi. The 9th stage is called Unmana Samadhi. It is equal to Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Sthita Samadhi. Pandit remained silent. He did not venture an opinion. Master, well, sir, through the practice of japa and austerity, that is tapas, one can get occult powers such as walking on water of Ganges. Is not that true? Pandit, yes, one can, but devotee does not want them. The conversation continued for some time, and the Pandit said he would visit the master at Dakshineshwar the next Ekadashi day. Master, your boy is very nice. His son has come. Well, David, sir, all this is transitory, Pandit is telling. Master is praising his son. Your boy is very nice, Pandit. Well, Reverend sir, all this is transitory, appearing and disappearing, transitory. It is like the waves in the river. One goes down, another comes up. How is it experiencing? He is a householder, he has a son, but he is looking upon all this transitory. One wave comes up, goes down, and another wave comes up. My life is going away, the next generation is coming up. Master, you have substance in you that is able to see the reality of life. After a few minutes, the Pandit saluted the master and said, I shall have to perform my daily devotions. Please let me go. Master, sit down, sit down. The Pandit sat down again. The conversation turned to Hatha Yoga. The Pandit discussed the subject with master in Hindustani. Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, that's also a form of austerity. But the Hatha Yogi identifies himself with his body. His mind dwells on his body alone. The Pandit took leave of the master. Sri Ramakrishna conversed with Pandit's son. You see, this Hatha Yoga, they discussed a form of austerity. Hatha Yogi identifies with his body. There are many people who think they can extend their life through hundreds of years, thousands of years. And they have an idea, I cannot exactly judge and tell anyway whether it is true or not. There are some yogis without body, but their presence can be felt and they can manifest through the bodies who are living for thousands of years, or some saint living for 300 years. Some are trying to make that bodily existence itself permanent. That's called Kaya Kalpa, a process. So when I came to this place, one householder, he was struggling to get information regarding Kaya Kalpa, to make the body immortal. In some of the Buddhistic texts, many things are of these types are there. He wanted me to translate some of the books which are in the Sanskrit and Pali, so that you'll get the information regarding the... but you see, look at the Pandit, he has the right thing. All these are transitory. Body, how long can you may live with the body, extending the body? Hatha Yoga's main purpose is to continue as much as possible the bodily existence, 120 years, 140 years. They want to make the bodily existence itself immortal-like. Then they say the physical body falls off, after that the subtle body will remain, and that sainthood will be continuing. The Pandit took leave of the master. Ramakrishna conversed with the Pandit's son. Master, one can understand the Bhagavata well if one has already studied the Nyaya, Vedanta and other systems of philosophy. Is not that so? Because the Pandit and Pandit's son, all this has to help. Sri Ramakrishna indirectly is telling all these studies must help understand the Bhagavata. Pandit's son, yes sir, it is very necessary to study Sankhya philosophy. The conversation went on. Sri Ramakrishna was leaning against a big pillow. He is leaning against a big pillow. The devotees were sitting on the floor, lying in that position. The master began to sing, lying on that position, leaning on the big pillow. Brother, joyfully cling to God, thus surviving, thus striving, someday you may attain Him. Brother, joyfully cling to God, thus striving, someday you may attain Him. Their host entered the room and saluted the master. He was a pious man and devoted to master. The Pandit's son was still there. The master asked if the Panini Sanskrit grammar was taught in the schools. He further asked about the Nyaya and Vedanta philosophies. Look at the vastness of thinking and knowledge of Sri Ramakrishna. He is illiterate but knows everything. The host did not show much interest in the discussion and changed the subject. Host, Revered sir, what is the way for us? Because his son is student yet. So it is interesting to him. So master is talking with him about the subjects that they study. But the host is not interested. How shall I save myself is the problem of the host. Revered sir, what is the way for us? Master, chanting the names and glories of God, living in the company of holy men, and earnestly praying to God. This is an important instruction. Singing the names and glories of God, now and then entering into ekanta, solitude, then intense prayer and company of the holy men. These four awaken the love of God in man. Host, please bless me, sir. He has told what he has to attain. Now it is on the part of he sees, none of this I will be able to do. Still singing the names and glories of God. Satsanga at all times. Very difficult to get, which is almost impossible. So all this, now only thing remains is blessing. Bless me, sir. Host, please bless me, sir, that I may pay less and less attention to worldly things. Master smiling, how much attention do you want to give to world? 50% or love? Host, you know that, sir, we cannot achieve anything without the grace of holy persons like you. It needs. Somebody has to, because our tamas and rajas is so powerful that it wants to cling to the world. Some external force has to, that strong inertia has to be broken to make the move. So I cannot, a stone which is sitting for thousands of years without moving, it cannot move by itself. Some force has to come and make it move. Either a person or the nature's powers. A huge flood carrying away even the bottom sand or the mud on which it is standing. Then the stone starts moving. Suppose it is on the top of the hill also, it starts rolling down. Master, if you please God, everyone will be pleased. Tasmin tushte jagat tushtam. It is God alone that exists in the heart of holy men. He is telling Sri Ramakrishna, blessing of holy man is the only way left for me. And he says, God alone is there. He exists in the heart of holy men. Does he not exist in the other's heart? Yes, he exists. But he is imperceptible. Here he is perceptible. It will be like fire in the wood, which has not been lighted. Here in the holy man's heart, it is fire-lighted wood. Host, nothing of course remains unrealized when one attains God. Whatever he has to realize will be realized when one knows God, attains God. If man attains God, he can give up everything else. If a man gets a rupee, he gives up the joy of a penny. Master, a little spiritual discipline is necessary. That is, the host is telling, to get something, I have to lose something. And Master is saying, I can give up. If a man gets a rupee, he gives up the joy for a penny. That is, when I get a higher gain, I will give up the lower gain, working for the lower gains. Master, a little spiritual discipline is necessary. To gain that higher, if I get something higher, I will give up all this like that. A little spiritual discipline is necessary. Through the practice of discipline, one gradually obtains divine joy. Through the practice of discipline, one gradually gets divine joy. Suppose a jar with money inside is hidden deep under the earth and someone wants to possess it. In that case, he must take the trouble of digging for it. As he digs, he perspires. After much digging, the spade strikes the metal jar. He feels thrill at the sound. The more sound the spade makes striking against the jar, the more joy he feels. When what I am seeking, I start getting the joy also. Pray to Ram, meditate on him. He will certainly provide you with everything, an assurance. This is the basis of prayer, the faith in God, which makes him pray like a child praying to its mother what it wants. That blind faith, that pure faith of a child. Host, revered sir, you are Rama himself. You see, some unknown awareness when a perfected saint or even an ordinary sadhaka from whom the inner enemies have gone away. Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. And has acquired humility, and these are not there. These are the things that convert spirit into matter. And matter is binding. Now, if these are not there, his divinity is fully manifest and people confide in him. They can clearly understand there is no hypocrisy here, there is no artificiality, there is no defect in here. That kind of understanding spontaneously, naturally it appears when he sees a saintly person. Then he is telling, revered sir, you are Rama himself. Master, how is that? The waves belong to the river. Does river belong to the waves? This is an main presentation in the scriptures. The waves belong to the ocean, and because ocean is always there, it can be with waves or without waves. Waves belong to the ocean, and ocean doesn't belong to the wave, because a wave cannot, if wave is there, the ocean, if the ocean dries up, then wave cannot bring back the ocean. Host, Rama dwells only in the hearts of holy men. He cannot be seen in any other way. There is no incarnation of God at the present time. Master, how do you know that there is no divine incarnation? Host remained silent. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.